For the first time in history, 3 different countries are sharing a single World Cup, not one host, not 2, 3, the United States, Canada, Mexico, all hosting simultaneously, games happening across borders, in different cities, in different time zones, under different governments, all part of the same tournament. And most people have absolutely no idea how that actually works. Like, who decides which team plays where? How does a team even know which country to fly to next? What happens when a Brazilian fan needs to cross from the US into Canada just to watch their next match? That's what we're breaking down today. Fast, no filler. So why 3 countries in the first place? FIFA decided to expand the World Cup from 32 teams to 48. More teams means more games. More games means you need more stadiums. And no single country had enough top quality stadiums ready to go on short notice. The US, Canada, and Mexico already had NFL stadiums, Major League Soccer venues, and massive infrastructure sitting right there. FIFA basically looked at North America and said, perfect, we'll take all of it. In theory, it's a brilliant solution. 3 countries, massive stadiums, huge TV markets, and a combined population of 500 million people. In practice, it's also the most complicated hosting arrangement the World Cup has ever attempted. Here's the actual breakdown of how those 16 cities are split. 11 are in the United States, 2 are in Canada, 3 are in Mexico. The US is carrying the heaviest load, which makes sense. They've got the most stadiums and the most money invested. Cities like New York, Los Angeles, Dallas, Miami, and Seattle are all in the mix. Canada gets Vancouver and Toronto. Mexico gets Guadalajara, Monterrey, and Mexico City, which, by the way, is the only city in the world that will have hosted World Cup games in 1970, 1986, and 2026. That's 3 World Cups. Ridiculous. Now, here's where it gets interesting. FIFA didn't just randomly throw games at cities. The group stage games are spread across all 3 countries. Teams could genuinely play their first group game in Mexico City, their second in Toronto, and their third in Dallas. That is a real possible scenario. For fans following a team, that means potentially booking 3 international flights across 3 countries in the space of 2 weeks. For a supporter flying in from Europe or Africa, that is an absolute nightmare. This sounds simple. It isn't. Each country has its own visa rules. A fan from Nigeria might need a US visa, a Canadian visa, and a Mexican visa, 3 separate applications, just to follow their team through the group stage. FIFA has been pushing governments to create special tournament travel passes to help. Whether that actually works smoothly, we'll see. The group stage is the messy part. The knockout rounds are cleaner. Once the tournament gets to the round of 16 and beyond, FIFA concentrates the games. The later rounds, quarterfinals, semifinals, and the final are mostly set in the United States. The actual final is at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, right outside New York City. It holds over 82,000 people and it is enormous. So think of it this way. The group stage is spread across all 3 countries like a continental road trip. Then the tournament slowly funnels into the US as teams get knocked out. By the time we reach the final, it's essentially a US-hosted conclusion. Not everyone thinks that's fair to Canada and Mexico, but that's FIFA for you. Now teams have it slightly easier than fans. Slightly, FIFA assigns each team a base camp, one city where they live, train, and recover throughout the whole tournament. Teams don't have to move their entire setup every time they have a game, but they do still have to fly to wherever their games are. So a team based in Los Angeles could be flying to Toronto for one game, back to LA to rest, then off to Dallas for the next one. That's a lot of air miles for a World Cup squad. The travel fatigue is real. Teams in this World Cup will cover more distance than in any previous tournament. Some coaches are already thinking about how to manage squad fitness across what is essentially a continental road trip. Here's the thing nobody talks about enough. 3 separate countries means 3 separate governments, 3 police forces, 3 sets of laws, and 3 completely different approaches to security and crowd management. Coordinating all of that across international borders in different languages under different legal systems while managing 48 national teams and millions of fans. That is genuinely unprecedented. FIFA has experience running massive tournaments, but this is new territory even for them. In theory, it's a logistical masterpiece. In practice, it's 104 games, 16 cities, 3 countries, and about 1,000 things that could go sideways. Whether it all runs smoothly is something we'll only know when the tournament kicks off in June 2026, 3 countries. One World Cup. It's not just a slogan on a poster. It's the most ambitious hosting setup in the history of this tournament. What do you think? Is splitting the World Cup across 3 countries a great idea, or is it just too complicated? Drop it in the comments. And if you want to understand every confusing part of this World Cup, the new 48-team format, the group stage chaos, the wildcard rules, subscribe.